So since there's not any good videos that I found on YouTube on how to remove the 67 through 69 Barracuda fastback window trim, the quarter glass trim, today I'm going to show you guys how to remove this trim and then remove this door trim, what that entails. Once you kind of get the hang of it, you don't have to be afraid of it, but we're going to go over how to do that. So first, what I've already taken apart is took the seal out of here. There's 4 Phillips head screws, and you just take those out. And then I've already popped the door card off. That's a 4 millimeter or 5/32 Allen wrench to get that screw out of the window crank, and then that'll come right off. And then these door cards just have little kind of metal push pins. You can get in there with like maybe a small pry bar or something and gently kind of rock it back and forth till you pop those out. That'll come off. Then on this piece of trim right here, oops, there you go. That comes out. There's 3 screws on that. And then what we need to do is take out this guy here. So I've already got those 3 screws out. I'm going to take this one out. Make sure you kind of label where all your screws are. A lot of these are kind of generically the same size screws and everything. Don't throw screwdrivers if you can help it. This piece of trim right here is going to have to come out to take this piece out and this piece. And I only take this piece out just because it makes it easier to get this guy out. There might be a different way that people do it, but that's how I do it, just to make it easier on me. So I'm going to come around. I've got the window out. You don't have to have the window out to do this. But I'm going to take these screws out. That frees up that panel. You got to get to this. There's a screw in the very back piece of this trim. Take that out. Okay. And then this trim again has these, kind of show it to the camera here, has these style clips right here. And they are kind of like a push pin style. They come out with prying on it. So what I like to do is try to get my fingers up underneath it and then just kind of gently pry a little bit. Get as close to the clips as you can. And there you go. They will start to pop out. Just kind of work them around. Then you get to this corner, it can be kind of a pain, but keep working it around. I've actually had this trim out a couple of years ago, so it's not as hard as it could be. Then I come up around the bottom side, kind of work my way up again. And then it pops right out. And then we got this guy right here who kind of clips in on here. I think there's some screws back there though, right along here. Right here's one. There's supposed to be screws in here. Those ones are already taken out. Remove this guy here. He just kind of slides down and out. Set that to the side. And then this guy right here should be pretty free to go. It'll sometimes be stuck up on this lip, and I am scratching the paint right there, but I'm redoing and touching up paint on this car this time. So another thing is it'll get kind of stuck on this seal up here, and you just kind of wiggle it, gently pull it out. I've got some wires right here. Okay, and then that's how that piece comes off. I'm gonna set this over here out of the way gently. Then to get this guy right here off, there's 2 screws up underneath this this window felt. On the other one, I kind of cheated. I just kind of pulled the felt back and took those screws out gently. Made sure I didn't drop them. But this felt right here The top clip is just kind of the push pin style again. So I got a little body pry bar here, and I'm just gonna pry that out if I can. Just kind of work it back and forth gently, and then it pops right out. And it just pops straight in there. And then you got these 2 screws here. I'm gonna take those out first. Kind of hold it out of the way. So these window felts are expensive and they're a pain to get out on the bottom side with the window in there still. So that's why I'm going to leave them in for that now. And then these guys again have the same type of I guess they call them cat whisker clips. And again, I'm gonna bring the camera around to this side. Go ahead and cut. All right, and then we're gonna come around to the outside here. And I like to take a rag against, because I'm trying not to chip up this paint too bad. But just kind of get underneath there, if I can, with this little piece of metal. Kind of wiggle it a little bit, get up underneath there. And I like to take the rag and try to push it up there. It kind of holds that up. And I find what works really good is this little V shape here. And I go in and try to find that clip, kind of feel along for it. There, kind of wiggle it up and it'll work that out of there. And then you can just pry up gently where it starts to get tight again. You know you got another clip. And coming around this way this time, I'm gonna try to keep it sliding on that cloth and just work it in there. Work it back and forth a little bit. Pick my rag back up. Like I said, try to get as close to the clips as you can. If you can get them kind of in that V cut, it helps a little bit too. You don't need to be in a hurry. Just take your time. Work it out of there. There, it'll pop. Okay. And once you get those clips popped out of there, I'm going to show you the back side. So there's 2 of the whisker clips like that, and the 2 screws. And you can see this is the first time I've kind of run into these where when you put the screw in, it actually has a clip inside the trim that holds that screw. So just out of good practice, what I like to do is take and put these screws back in so I know I'm using the right one and it holds that clip into place, because it looks like those can come out of there. Now we'll move on to the actual door trim, and again it's going to be whisker clips, but with these ones it's got double clip right there, and then the rest we'll go to the other door and look real quick. So it's got the double whisker clip right there, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other clips. And with this one I started over at this end. Again, get this in here, kind of pry up on them, and then work your way back. And then once you get to here, you'll have a little bit of leverage with the rest of the trim. And if you're worried about scratching your paint up or something doing that trim, tape those, you can tape